What did you do with 111? Because you have three different versions of a parabola, all three of those equations will get you this parabola, right? One of those three equations works with the way we have this drawn and the information we have. Which of those three? Standard, factored, or vertex form? Factored form. Why is it factored form, Lucas?
Because it shows you the roots.
Because I got the roots right here, correct? And since it's an upward parabola, I know that A is positive, yes? So I know, without doing any work at all, that this red parabola has the equation y equals a, x plus 2, and x minus 4, correct? We know that without doing any work, right? Now, what's the only thing there that we need to have at the end? At the end of it all, we're still going to have a y and an x, aren't we? Right? And the c is right there with my 2 and my 4. So the only thing I got to work out is the a, yes? But right now, it looks like I have three unknowns there, doesn't it? But two of them aren't unknown, are they? What is this x? What could I write right there?
0.
I could write 0. And what could I write there?
0.
0. And what could I write there?
Negative 16.
-16. So, -16 equals a. 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 minus 4 is -4. What's 2 times -4?
Negative 8.
-8a equals -16. What does a equal? 2. So now, since a is 2, what can I write right there? 2. So y equals 2, x plus 2, x minus 4. Have I answered the question yet?
No.
Not quite, because I want standard form. How do I get from that to that? Solve. Well, you say solve, but it's just expand, right? Y equals 2 x squared minus 2x minus 8, and then 2x squared minus 4x minus 16. And then I can even check, can't I? Y-intercept is -16. Is it? Yeah. And I can check the stretch too, can't I? When I go over, can't really, I'd have to find the vertex. That's good enough. Everyone is comfy? Great. Let's look at the next one. What do I know as soon as I see that? Pardon? I know the vertex. What is the vertex, Louis? 6, 3. Which means what form should I use? Vertex form, which is y equals a x minus p squared plus q. Y equals a, what's going first? X minus 6 squared and plus 3. Can I fix this up now? Because I still don't know a, do I? But can I fix it up? Why? Because I got another point. And that point is made up of an x and a y. So what can I write right here? Minus 15. A. What can I write instead of x? 0 minus 6 squared plus 3. -15 equals 36a plus 3. Right? Minus 18 equals 36a. A equals -1/2. Does that make sense? It does, doesn't it? Because it's negative, downward facing parabola, right? So the a is going to go in there. y is going to equal negative 1/2 x minus 6 squared plus 3. How do I make that look like that? Expand. X squared minus 12x plus 36 plus 3. Negative 1/2 x squared plus 6x minus 18 plus 3. Negative 1/2 x squared plus 6x minus 15. And then I check. My y-intercept needs to be negative 15. Is it? Looks pretty good to me. Everybody Gouda? Okay, let's get to the first one nobody could do. Why can we not do this one? What? It doesn't fit the form, any of the forms, does it? Do I have x-intercepts? No, so factored form, out the window. Do I have a vertex? No, so vertex form, out the window. The third form is standard form, right? It doesn't give you any vertexes or any roots, yeah? And I have no vertex and I have no roots, do I? So, maybe I should look at standard form. That's standard form, correct? What do you see right there? X. 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 Okay. What do you see right there? 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 So if I have x's and y's in 3 different versions, and this whole parabola is going to give me one of these, and I know 3 x's and y's, isn't that enough to find a, b, and c? Isn't it? Because remember, if I gave you this, x plus y equals 7, and 2x plus 3y equals 16, could you solve that? Sure you could. That's a system from grade 10, right? Well, don't I have, doing this right here, don't I have 4a minus 2b plus c equals 9? Don't I? Is everyone okay? Okay. Don't I also have, from here, 4a plus 2b plus c equals 7, negative 7? Don't I? And don't I have, from here, 16a plus 4b plus c equals 3? Now, could I do it? You just got to use systems, right? What are the 2 strategies I gave you for systems in grade 10? Substitution and elimination, yes? Well, can I eliminate anything there? I can eliminate C and A right here, can't I? Oops, that's supposed to be a highlighter, you dummy. Can't I eliminate A and C right there? By doing what? What do I have to do to the first line and the second line to get rid of A and C? I don't need to multiply. Oh, yeah, I see what you're doing. You want to multiply 1 by negative 1 and then add them, right? Yeah. Couldn't I just subtract them? Yeah. What's 4 minus 4?
0.
0, right? So they're gone. What's negative 2 minus 2? Negative 4b. C minus C is 0. What's 9 minus minus 7? 16. What do I do now? Divide. So what does b equal? Negative 4. Well, now I know what b is. Right? So now I can put that in and eliminate all these b's, can't I? Right? That would give me, if that's negative 4, that would give me 16a. What's 4 times negative 4? Because b is negative 4. What's 4 times negative 4? Negative 16. Negative 16 plus c would equal 3, right? Right? Now I would tidy that up to get 16a plus c equals 19, right? Everyone cool with that? Okay. And then does it matter which one of these I use? Does it matter? Doesn't matter, does it? As long as I put b in for one of those b's. I'm going to use this one. 4a. What's negative 2 times negative 4? Plus 8 plus c equals 9. Now I would fix that up to get what? How would I fix that up? 4a plus c equals what? 1. Now, that's a grade 10 system, isn't it? And you would just solve it again. That would get you A, that would get you C. Once you have A, B, and C, what can you do up here? You just put them in where it says A, B, and C. And then you have your answer. Everybody cool? Remember how I told you that there is everything you have ever been taught will be needed in grade 11. You were all taught how to do systems at one point, yes? So again, what's the complicated thing here? It's not the math. It's reaching back and pulling out the right tool from your math toolbox, right? And how far back does that math toolbox go all of a sudden? To what grade? Kindergarten. Right? Every single thing you've ever needed. You may have been taught it in the 4th grade and not used it since. But you need it all now. Now, can we finish this off real easily? How would I get rid of C? Couldn't I just subtract? So 16 minus 4 is 12a equals 19 minus 1? 18. So a equals 18 over 12, right? Which is 3 over 2. Right? Right? Okay. Now what do I do with that piece of knowledge? Now I've got B. Now I've got A. What's the only thing missing? C. So I can put that A where? Everywhere I see an A. Could I put it in this one? Because that's the last one we haven't used. That would be 16. Oh, that's supposed to be orange. That would be 16 times what? 3 over 2 plus C would equal 19, right? What's 16 times 3? 48 divided by 2? 24. 24 plus C equals 19. C equals what? Minus 5. Now, do I have A, B, and C? Do I need an A, a B, and a C? So what do I write up there? What's my final answer going to look like? What goes in for A? 3 over 2. X squared. Minus 4x minus 5 equals y. Is everybody good? Everyone's good? All right, now listen to me. I'm going to shut up. I want you, because I believe that you all did 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, and 7, and 8. I believe that you did all of them, but you didn't do 5 because you don't remember how. What did we just do? Did we just do number 5? Yeah, 3 points with no vertex. Except number 5 slightly easier. Because you know C, don't you? You look at you. You go get a gummy bear. Oh, and everybody in a costume, go get gummy bears. 2 each. 2 each if you're in costume. And don't hand me any of this. I'm dressed as a teenager, so I'm in costume horse crap. What are you dressed as? You're too short. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. You're in a costume, Chisa. Go get a gummy bear. I'm not sure what your costume is. I'm thinking it's Waldo-y. You're Brazil? Yeah. Lasse from Germany already tried that horse crap on me. I'm dressed like a German tourist. Nice try. Although when I go to Brazil, everybody knows that I am not Brazilian. Frat boy? Yeah. We're going streaking! Anyone? Old school? Frank the Tank? Anyone? Old school? No one? Will Ferrell? Yeah, Will Ferrell? No. That's Will Smith. That would have made that show significantly different if Will Ferrell was the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson's brother, the better actor but not as famous, Luke Wilson. Okay, everybody do 5. Oh, that all got recorded. Awesome. Okay. If you've already done number 5, you should be checking numbers 1, 2, and 3 on the screen right now. Right meow. Yes.
By any chance, do you have a green book that I can borrow?
A what?
A green book. That I
A
can
green book.
Yeah, this.
Somewhere down there. No, down. There you go. Does anybody need to ask after 1, 2, or 3? There has to be one there. I'm teaching the class again. Look in the box under the box that you just took out. Yes. He's lost his textbook. The one thing I told him not to do. Good thing I use these, because if he lost his real textbook, he'd owe me $100. But now, all he needs is a new book. You can do it, Zorro. No, Mr. Flintstone. Fred's my first name. You don't get to call me that.
Oh, really?
Did I what? Not yet. Okay. All right. Everyone is good. Did people get number 5 yet? Still no? Because you need more time or you just don't get it? Which is it? Heyman, they've been doing very, very well with you not here. Heyman, I have not had to look over there once with you not here. The only variable that has changed is you have arrived. Now, I know that when you arrive, that changes their behavior too. It's just as much their fault as it is yours. Okay? But I'm still talking. Okay? When you weren't here, there was no one to pick their desk up and shove it in Tirith's face. So, everyone is at fault, except Caleb, because he's still working. Everyone over there is at fault right now. But the only thing that's changed is you've arrived. Okay? So open your book and start doing the work that you were supposed to be doing. Everybody should be able to do 1, 2, and 3 in their sleep, yes? Do I need to do 4? 4? Okay. Let's make 4 orange, shall we? Y equals A, x plus 1, x minus 6. Y is negative 5 equals A, 4 plus 1, 4 minus 6. Negative 5A times 5 times negative 2, which is negative 5 equals negative 10A. So A equals 1/2. Then I go back up to here. Y equals 1/2 x squared minus 5x minus 6. Y equals 1/2 x squared minus 5/2 x minus 3. Done. Now, do people want some more time with 5, so I should do 6?
Yes.
Okay, I'll work 6 through right now. 6 is a little weird because you have one root And it looks like you have the other root, but you're not 100% sure. But you definitely have these 2 points, correct? Which means what do you automatically know? You know the vertex of the x-axis, don't you? The vertex of x, don't you? Because it's 5 plus 15, which is 20, divided by 2, equals 10. Now you have the x, the vertex, don't you? Right? Once you have the vertex, which you know is 10y, you can do some work, yeah? The vertex is an x value, isn't it? Okay. So what can you do to figure that one out? We've done one of these in our notes when we only know the x. I'll help you out. We have half the vertex, don't we? So could we not use vertex form? Vertex form would be y equals x. Sorry, I forgot the a. A x minus 10 squared plus what?
Plus 13. 30.
Q, right? I don't know it, do I?
Oh, yeah.
Do I know it?
No.
No, I don't. I have 3 unknowns here, don't I? But I don't really, because don't I have a point for x and y? And can't I figure out a? When I went over 5, I went down a certain amount, didn't I? Right? When I went over 10, I went down a certain amount, yes? Now, normally, if I go over 2, I should go down how far? 4, correct? And if I go over 3, I should go down 9, right? If I go over 4, I should go down 16. And if I go over 5, I should go down how far? 25, right? And if I go over 6, 36. Everybody knows this pattern, yes? Well, I went over 10, and I went down I don't know how far, right? But 5 to 10, when I go over 10, I'm supposed to go down 100, correct? The difference here is 75, right? That's how far I should have gone. How far did I go? 30 to 0, yes? Right?
Yeah.
So it should have been a 75 drop. So it was, but I only went down 30. Right? So, what does that tell me? There's been a stretch, yes? Is it more or less? It's less, right? So this has to be a fraction, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So my A times, how far did I go here? How far did I go here? 30, right? So does the A affect the original 75 or the 30? It affects the original 75, doesn't it? So A times 75 must equal 30, correct? Because that stretch is what's going to change that 75 and make it 30, right? So A must equal 30 over 75. Can I simplify that?
Yeah.
To what?
0.4.
You could use decimals, but I hate decimals.
Okay, so 4 under 10.
4 over 10, which is 2 over 5, yes? Do I now know A? Okay, so what can I write right there? 2/5 x minus 10 squared plus q. Now, don't I have x's and y's? How many of them do I have? I got 3 x's and y's. Which one can I use? Any of them. Put them in for x and y, that'll find me q. Once I know q, expand this out, and I'm in standard form. Is everybody good? Do I need to keep going with that? We're cool, right? Because I really want to get to 5. I want to make sure I go over 5 properly. Is everybody cool? Okay. You're not getting any homework tonight, so don't worry. It's Halloween. It's Halloween! 9-9. Okay. So this one right here. Again, I have 3 points, don't I? Right? But none of them are important points, are they? They're useless to me, correct? So I gotta go with ax squared plus bx plus c equals y, right? So what's this one gonna be? What can I put in for x? Anybody. I could put 8, right? What's 8 squared? No, you can't put 8. X. Oh, it would be 8. Okay. I can put -4. What's -4 squared? 16. 16a plus or minus 4b plus c equals y, correct? Is everybody happy with that? Okay. What could I put in for this one? What's x? 1. So a minus a plus b, because x is 1, plus c equals what? 13, correct? Now, I can stop there. Why? Because of what Jazzkarn said. What is c? 4. So what do I write here instead of c? 4. 4. What should I do with that 4 and that 8? Move it over. Move it over. Giving me 16a minus 4b equals 4. And a plus b equals 9. And then you have a grade 10 system to solve. Right? What are you going to use? I would use substitution because it's easy right here, right? B equals 9 minus a. Then I would substitute through there. I'm not going to substitute through there because that's the grade 11 part. Everybody good? Excellent. So use do, make sure 7 and 8 are done. Are they? Do 7 and 8 right now. I'll wait 5 minutes for you to finish them up. And then we'll carry on because we are at 7 easy. What makes 7 easy? You got everything. You want to do vertex form? You're doing vertex form. You want to do factored form? You're doing factored form. Whatever. Whatevs. Your choice. Which one do you want to do? You want to do factored form? So that would be y equals a, x plus 3, x minus 7. Yeah? Except since you got the graph, you don't even need to check for a, do you? Because when I went over 5, how far down did I go? 25. So I know that a is -1. So it's already there for me. X squared minus 4x minus 21. Y equals -x squared plus 4x plus 21. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. 8. What one should you use? Vertex form for 8. X, oops, sorry, not X, you dummy head. Y equals A, X, what? Minus 1/2 squared. And Q is what? Nothing, 0, right? So that's all we need, correct? Do I know the Y and do I know the X? Do I know Y and X? Do I know Y and X? What's Y? 3. What's X? What's 1 minus 1/2? 1 minus 1/2 squared. 3 equals A. What's 1/2 squared? 1/2 squared is 1/4, yes? So 3 equals A over 4, right? What does A equal? 12. Right? What? Does it? Does it? That's a big stretch. Ah, son of a bee. It's been doing that all day. That's a pretty big stretch, isn't it? From 0.5 over to 1, I went over 1/2, didn't I? If it was normal, I should go over 1, up 1, correct? If it was 12, I should go over 1 and up 12, yes? But I went over 1/2, so how far up should I go? 6. I went over 1/2 and I went up 3. Did I do something wrong here? Well, let's check and see. Since nobody's talking to me, we'll just check. So by this definition, y should equal 12 x minus 1/2 squared. Correct? Mm-hmm. Well, let's check. X minus 1/2, we know is 1/2. 1/2 squared is 12. Or 1/2 squared is 1/4. 1/4 of 12 is 3. Y equals 3, so we are right. But we're not in standard form. What would we do?
Factor.
We'd expand this out, multiply the 12 in, and we'd be done. Okay? I don't want to do that. Is everybody good? All right. Everybody come grab a calculator. Leave your phone unless you have your own graphing calculator. Stack your phones right here. Because as always, you'll leave without your shoe, you won't leave without your phone. Sure. I still think you'll leave without them, but...
Danny, you don't have your phone?
She just doesn't want to give her phone. She's got her phone. I know she has her phone. She's a teenage girl in 2018. She has her phone. I could be mean and make her give me her phone. But I'm not. You only brought me one phone. What? All right. Oh, yeah, he's been gone a while. All right. Let's apply some quadratics. So, everybody have a look at A and tell me what that garden's going to look like. It's a rectangle. Good job, Louis. Bonus points for you. How wide's the garden? No. Read the question. How wide is the garden? X. Awesome. How long's the garden?
100.
No. No.
100 meter.
No. Excellent. The garden is Y long. You do not know. What do you know? That I have 100 meters of fencing. So if I was going to put the fence around the garden, how long would the red line be? 100 meters. Excellent. So that means X plus Y equals what? No. 50. Wow. So everything from grade 3 caused everybody to get things wrong. I'm a little worried about heading into grade 11 work here, but we'll do what we can. This tells us a bunch of information, doesn't it? What is one thing we can do with this? Solve it how? There's two unknowns. Read the question, because that tells you what to do. No. We're doing A now. We're on to A. Find the length and the area in terms of X. You can't find X. You isolate X. So, what does X equal? 50 minus Y. All right. And the area of the garden is X times Y, isn't it? But what is Y? Or what is X, I mean? 50 minus Y. So the area of the garden is really 50 minus Y times Y to equal the area. Does everyone agree? Now why is this yucky? What about it looks bad? Because you're right, it should make you go, ugh, I've done this poorly. If I expand this, what am I going to get?
50y squared.
I'm going to get 50y minus y squared, aren't I? Yeah. Isn't y usually by itself? Yeah. Y equals ax squared, right?
There's no one.
Yes, there is. There's the one I had to take because one of you thieves took mine. So this is ugly, right? So do I want to work with the y like this? I can, but it's going to mess me up, isn't it? So what should I do up here instead? Shouldn't I make y equal 50 minus x? And then am I okay? Because that will give me xy equals area. Y is 50 minus x, so x times 50 minus x will give me the area, which would be 50x minus x squared for area. Which one of those do we like better, red or the blue? Red, because it keeps the output as output. Can I erase all the blue now?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, find the width of the garden if the area is 525. Where does the 525 go here? A. 50x minus x squared equals 525. How do I solve that? Quadratic. You could use the quadratic formula, couldn't you? Because isn't this x squared minus 50x plus 525? Is everybody cool there? So could I do the quadratic formula?
Yeah.
Yep. Could I do anything else?
Yeah.
Can I factor? I could, can't I? Because I can factor this out to what?
Vertex form.
I would go to vertex form, which is what? Actually, I'm going to stop right there. I've got a plan. We all agree we can do something with this, yes?
Yes.
But is this farmer in our math class? Right now.
No.
Do we see a farmer in the class right now that is trying to enclose his garden? The farmer is out in the real world, isn't he? Does the farmer have to prove to his grade 11 math teacher that he knows every way to do this? Or can the farmer get out his calculator?
Yeah.
He can, can't he? Does everyone agree? So, we've practiced this once before. What can I do with my calculator once I have an equation? Y equals. What would I enter here? So everybody go to y equals. You're looking at this screen. Which button is my x? This one right here that says x. And then I am squaring it, correct? Everyone agree? Okay. Then minus, not negative, minus what? Minus what? 50 x. Then what? He waited patiently. Plus 525. Is that my equation?
Yes.
Now I should do what? Look on your calculator. I should graph. Now, most of you are probably going to see a blank screen. Why? Because I'm outside my window now, aren't I? Right? Now, looking at this question, I know I need a y-intercept of 525, don't I? So I got to go up pretty high, yeah? So I'm going to go into my window, and I'm going to do some changes. Do I need any negative values? No, because these are all distances, correct? So my smallest x should be 0, yeah? I have no idea how big I'll need to go, but I do, don't I? Because what's the maximum width I can have in a rectangle? It's got to be 50 by 50, right? Because I only have 100 meters of fencing. So it's actually got to be what? It's got to be 50, right? And then what does that scale do? Who remembers? How big each tick is, right? So I could leave it at 1, but that's going to make it really yucky. I'm going to make it 10. What does that mean? How many dots will be on my x-axis? 5. Everyone agree? Okay. What's the y minimum? Am I going to have negative y's? No. But if I put it as 0, it's going to be right along the bottom of the screen, remember?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to make it negative 10. So it's moved up a bit. Is everybody cool? Negative 10. And my y maximum, I know I need to get up around 525, yeah? So I'm just go ahead and make it 600. Now, can I leave my scale at 1? No, because that's going to mean I need 600 y's, aren't I? So what should I change that to? I could change it to 60, then there'd be 10. I could change it to 100, then there'd be 6. Doesn't really matter, does it? But I got to change it. I'm going to make it 60. Then I'm going to graph. Woo! Got one. Right? Are we happy with this? Are we happy?
No.
Well, why not? What's wrong with it? But you don't need the vertex. Because what are we looking for? What are we looking for in this question? Do we want the vertex? What are we looking for? X's. Do I have some X's? I see 2 X's, don't you? Where are they? Is there an X there? Is there an X there? Who remembers how I find those values? It's okay. We've only practiced with this once. Everybody hit second. Everybody hit trace. You can see that the second is calculations. What do I want? A value, a 0, a minimum, maximum, intersect, D. What do I want? I want a 0, so I'm going to push 2. Everybody remember these? Left boundary means I push left until the cursor is where I want it. Oh, there it is. Everybody see it? Is that on the left of my x-intercept? So what should I push? Enter. Now it's going to say I want the right boundary. So I got to move the cursor past the x-intercept, which means what's going to happen to my y values? They will become what? They'll become negative. Is it negative now? I have -8. Can I make it my right boundary? Enter. And then it's going to ask me to guess. Do I want it to guess now? What does it give me? X equals 15. We have an answer, yes? Now all of you try to find the other one for me. And when you found it with your calculator, let me know what... Actually, don't let me know what it is, because I want everybody to have a try. When you have it, you can just go ahead and write it down right here. I heard somebody say it. It's 35. Now, what does that tell me? That tells me x can be 5 or 35, correct? If x is, or 15, then what's y? 35. 15 and 35 is 50. That's 100. Or, if I make x 35, then y is 15. And I have my answers. Everybody cool? This one was good because it worked out perfectly. It gave us nice numbers. Now we all know we could have done lots of calculator work here, yes? But we're in the real world, so we're going to use every tool we can get our hands on, yes? And now the farmer knows. Turn the page over. Oh, was there a C there?
Yeah.
What was C? Find the maximum area the garden can have. Well, if x is 15, what's y? 35. So what's the maximum area? What's the maximum area? No. 15 and 35? What is 15 times 35? How much? 525, right? Okay, but what's the maximum area it could have? What's the biggest each side could be? 25 by 25, can't it? Which is what? 625. That's the biggest answer. Yeah? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to show you why, Damaris, and then it'll help. Right here, I could go negative x squared plus 50x equals 525, right? Right there. You with me? Then I could factor out a negative 1, and leave in there x squared minus 50x, right? Equals 525, right? Now this, if I complete the square, would give me 625, correct? Negative 625 means I'm subtracting 625 here, correct? You still with me? So now, negative x minus 25 squared equals 100. You good? Isn't that vertex form? Okay, so that is x minus 120, x minus 25 squared minus 100 equals y, right? Okay, so what's the vertex? The vertex is positive 25, negative 100, yeah? Except, so we get a vertex, yeah? So it looks like this, right? So that's an extreme, yeah? And that extreme is where x is 25. Since that's that's a minimum, or if I turned it this way, because that's negative, that would be a maximum, wouldn't it? Right? And my maximum is when x equals 25. That is why this works. Now, a bunch of people didn't graph it because they recognized that if one side of a rectangle is 25 and the other one is 25, that's the most I'm going to get in the middle, yeah? Because 35 times 15 was 525. Okay? If you see it, you could do it. Like, Miu saw this and said 25. Otherwise, you may want to graph it out and know that you have a maximum, and that maximum occurs at 25. So that means your x max value was 25. It'll help in the next one, maybe. What's weird about the next one? What's weird about the equation? There's a decimal, and is it in the right order? No. So what's the first thing we should do? Let's put it in the right order. Negative 4.9 t squared plus 24t plus 1. Now, if this wasn't math class, what would you have to do with this? Brazilian students. What would you have to do if this was the equation I told you to work with? How? You'd have to quadratic formula, yes? We've all done the quadratic formula to death. This is a real life question. So can I use the tools at hand? So if I was going to use a calculator for this, what would I punch in? I've got my calculator out. I go to I go to y equals, and we start entering. What would I punch in here? Punch in this equation. Make sure you punch it in properly. Is this negative or subtraction? Negative. So make sure you punch it in right. Negative, and now go. What is it? 4.9. But I no longer have an x, I have a t. But I use the same button. Doesn't matter. Squared. Plus 24 variable plus 1. Now, we just set our window crazy, didn't we? Let's see if it'll work. Look at that tiny little lump there. That's too hard to work with, isn't it? So let's change our window. The easiest thing to do, I like to do an x minimum of -5, so I have a little bit on both sides to work with. And x maximum is 50, okay? Well, you saw that little lump. Did we go very close to 50? So what should I make it? Let's try 10. And what should my scale be? Let's try 1. My y minimum, -10. That gives me room below y to work. I'm happy with that. What do I need my max to be? What's my y-intercept right now? What's my y-intercept? It will be 1. So do I need to go up to 600? No. Let's go to 10 and see what happens. And what should my scale be? Let's go to 1 and see what happens. Okay, I've got my roots, but I don't have my maximum, do I? How far off the chart do you think that maximum goes? That's pretty steep, isn't it? So how high should I go? Can you know, or are you making an educated guess? Educated guess. How high do you guys want to go in our window? You want to go 40? Okay. 40. 40. Graph. Do I have a maximum? Great, I've got my graph here. Find the maximum height reached by the ball. So for A, if that's math class, the maximum height equals the vertex, correct? In math class. But we're in the real world, so I can go ahead and use my calculator. Since I know it's the vertex, I just got to find that, don't I? So I go second calc. What do I need? A value, a 0, a minimum, a maximum, or an intersect? I need a maximum, so I hit 4. And oh look, left boundary. Go to the left of the vertex. Am I left of the vertex now? So what do I hit? Enter. Right boundary. Slide over till I'm right of the vertex. How do I know when I'm right of the vertex? When I'm going down the other side here. And I hit enter. Guess. Are we ready for it to guess? Maximum 2.44 and y value 30.38. So how high in the air does the ball go? How high? 30.38, so we'll call it 30.4 meters. Everyone agree? Look at the next question. For what length of time will the ball be higher than 20 meters? That's trouble, hey? Where am I measuring meters? On y or x? On y, correct? And I want to know when the ball's going to be higher than 20 meters, yeah? So how can I put another line on this graph that will be at y equals 20 meters? What will I enter? Oh, this is making me sad. What will I enter? To get a line on the graph at y equals 20 meters. What will I enter? Y equals 20. Graph. So what do I know about this time from here to here? Is the ball over 20? So if I know this time, do I know when the time starts? If I know this time, do I know when the time ends? So I'm going to ask my calculator to do some calculations for me, aren't I? What do I push to get the calculator to calculate something for me? See what I did there? What do I do? Second calc. Now, what of those do you think we need? Value? What about intersect? Because don't I have two lines crossing each other? Intersect. First curve. Is my cursor on one of the lines? Is it? So I want that intersection, don't I? So I'm on the first curve, yes? Enter. Am I on the second curve now? Am I on the second curve that just happens to be a straight line? So what do? Enter. Am I ready for it to guess? Y is 20. What's X? 0.99. X is our time, isn't it? So when did it hit 20 meters? At 1 second. Did it hit 20 meters again? Right over here, correct? You go tell me what that one is, using the intersect function.
So I had him do some review questions on from your practice. So you ended up with
Okay.
this, and here's the stuff we worked on.
Okay,
So
I'll change it.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Who has an answer for me? Second, calc, intersect, first curve. I got to get over here. Now, why do I have to bring it over here? It's the same curve. Why do I got to come over here, do you think? Because I want this intersection point. And this is the last thing we're doing today. Then I'm letting you go. Enter. Guess. 3.9. Return your calcs. Get your phones. We'll take this up tomorrow. And then we'll be done with quadratics. Yeah, no, I know. But it really goes in there. Get your phone. Don't take someone else's. It will be embarrassing.